Hi there, guys. Alexi Bellion back. So what I'm going to try to do is just quickly go over the first lesson from yesterday, okay? And this time I'm just going to practice moving something on the axes. And then I'm going to practice, I guess, a couple rotations, couple scales. And then I'll come back with another video for duplication, because those are fundamental, okay? So let's do this. As you can see, I'm in 3.2. Doesn't matter. Anything above 2.8, it doesn't really matter, really. Anything over 2.8 will look exactly like this. The interface with slight changes or differences, okay? All right. So as always, I can't get this silly thing to work for me, this screencast thing, but I will eventually. I'm only seeing out of one eye right now, guys. I'm doing my best here. Okay, so here it is. I've selected my cube, right? I'm in this tool here, which I have, it's a selection tool. It doesn't do anything other than select, right? So what I did is I just hovered here, and so I can get the name. So I want to stay in move, okay? I can do most of everything I need to do in the move tool. All right, I can rotate, I can scale. It's a lot more fun for me, but initially, for people who are starting out, they will go back and forth in here. All right, let's go with it. All right. So as you know, the hotkey for move is G, okay? So if I just want to hover like yesterday on the green axis, as you can see, it is green for Y. Y is green here, green here. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what green is. But if you look up here, it's Y. All right? And I press N to bring this up here. Okay, I don't need it right now, so bye-bye. All right, so we're going left, right, and then if I just hover on the red, as you can see, a parallel red axis comes up, and it shows me where it is. So if I come here, see how it just gives you that constraint? This is really, really cool in Blender. Okay, so I want you to practice this for a few minutes. And then afterwards, I want you to come here with the orange square here, and I want you to press 0 tab 0 tab 0 when you come back. Okay, I'll know in the classroom what you're doing when you start tabbing away. It's exactly in the studio. The same when people start tabbing, it's they're zeroing things out. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to be in the rotate tool, but I'm going to say G for grab. Okay, G for grab and press Y. Watch what happens, even though I'm in the rotate tool. Okay. So there it is. I'm going to rotate, but G is grab, which is move. So now I'm going to say G for grab and then X. Watch this. And it comes back. Okay. So I'm in the rotate tool again, S for scale, and this time I'm going to say Y. Look at that. It constrains on the Y. So I want to bring it down on the Z, which is up, pointing up. So even though I'm in rotation tool, I'm repeating myself. I'm going to press S and then Z. Watch what that does. How cool is that, all right? So this is what I'm saying to you guys. Ideally, anything you want to do, just stay in the move. Remember the hotkey, okay? It's not that bad. G for move, R for rotate, and S for scale. To me, rotation is a tricky one because initially I think you guys would be more comfortable with this. Just hover on the actual axes and rotate. And just move your left. So I'm basically left clicking. I'm left clicking all the time to accept an operation, or I'm not letting go. Left click. See, there it is. If you look over here on the whatever axes I moved, it was probably one of these guys here. Yeah, see, the blue is Z. So there it is, 94. If I bring it back to 0, look what happens. How cool is that? So what I usually do is I just kind of move a little bit. I rotate a little bit with the left click, and I just type in whatever I want. So if I want to make this 45, done. If I want to make that 30, done. And then 0 done. Okay? So get in the habit. If you're not seeing that little box down here, it's under the square. It's also here, okay? So I can come in here, rotate without doing anything. What if I type in 50? It does it, okay? Because I'm in the rotation. All I got to do is hover on the axes and say 20, for example. Look, I just rotated, see? I'm holding my middle scroll button down and I'm moving my mouse. I am orbiting around in the space, right? That's kind of nice, isn't it? And let's do X to really confuse ourselves. 50 here. I have no idea what I just done. Like, what does that really mean? So you just zero it out up here. You can zero out there, or you can zero out here. How cool is that, okay? I'm sure there's a hotkey to do that too. 0 times 0. Done. Okay? Okay, don't crash here. All right, cool. And then the location, let's zero that too. Bring it to the center. 0. Boom. Okay, so that's nice, right? So remember, rotation, stick to the axes. Talk about scale. Scale's fun. up, down, so forth, right? So we'll be making like a little activity soon. So look at this. I am scaling somewhere here. See how the green axis is lit? But now nothing is lit because I'm hovering between these. I'm kind of clicking on this square. Okay, it's very complicated. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's basically this one is the green and the red together in this direction. And so I forget. Don't even think about it for now. Okay, just come in here, stick to one axis. Life is good. Okay. So if I want to make a base, I just want to hover over this and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can do individual axes. One thing I want you guys to do is just come in here. Okay, it says Viewport overlays. There's some really cool stuff going. The grid, you can see the grid is here, right? If I take that out, it should go away, but and so on. Okay, but what I want is geometry, edges. I love seeing my edges, right? And it'll all make sense in the future when you start making things. You want to see what you're doing with, you know, what things look like. Because when you click out, if I don't have this on, I'm not seeing my edges, right? So kind of depending on the lighting and the angle, you don't know which plane is which, right? So when I come in here like this, hover on the arrow, just left click on it, so hover here, and then left click, boom, come down wireframe, and there's a thickness too you can change. Don't worry about it, okay? Okay. That was a lot, eh? So, okay, not bad, 6 minutes. All right, so let's do it one more time. I need to just delete this. Let's start from the beginning. Add, mesh, cube, done. Okay, so we'll go move, there it is. So add again, I'm gonna go mesh, and I'm gonna say UV sphere, like before. Hover, look, when you're angling, a lot of people have, I've noticed many students, including adults, they look at things in almost orthographic view, meaning one plane, okay? So this is almost one plane, it's in perspective. So if I want to move on the green axis, I can't see it. So what I would like you guys to do, always have a 3/4 view. 3/4 view means front, side, and one more. So front, side, and on an angle, okay? So try to stay 3/4 view, you can see 3 views at once, okay? So this way you can say, hey, if I want to move it on the green, I have it, I can see it. If I was like this, there's no way you're going to move it unless you press G for move and then Y. Watch, G, Y, and then we'll do some wild things here, okay? This is not easy, I know. I take it back. So I'm going to hover on the blue axis, there it is, okay? So we're going to bring the cone on top, again, just like the previous lesson, add mesh cone, okay? And then just hover on the blue axis, left click, and then bring it up, okay? All right, so that's what you had to do from the first lesson. Let's make this a little more complicated, shall we? Oh man, there's so much you can do here. So let's just go select. Okay, you know what? Just do this. I'm going to stop this lesson. It's already 8 minutes. I can see it on the other screen. All right, so this is what you do. You take a screen grab, you show it to your partner, you check off. Look, Mr. Bellion, I got this going. Great. All right, so the next one's going to be how to duplicate and change and kind of do more inputs. That's it for now. Bellion out.